Hi everyone, my name is Michelle and I am a self-taught baker, and in today's video we're going to be making a cake, and it's not just any cake, it is a cake from the summer I Turned Pretty. We're going to be making Jeremiah's dream wedding cake, which is a 70% cacao dark chocolate cake with a raspberry coulis filling and a chocolate mirror glaze, and we're not going to be making it for $750. We're going to be making it for $45 because let's be honest, that's as much as Jeremiah can actually afford. We've all seen the ring, Jeremiah, okay? That's as much cake as you can get. It's gonna be a really easy process so that you can make it at home if you'd like to, and I'll leave the recipe down below to make this a simple process, especially if you're just a beginner baker and you just wanna do this for fun. The one thing I'll have to say is that Jeremiah was not wrong when he was talking about the flavor profile. That dark chocolate flavor going with the tartness of the raspberries really do complement each other, so I'll have to give him that. Don't forget to follow my Instagram where I post a lot more baking videos as well as updates and recipes. So if you wanna see how I made Jeremiah's dream wedding cake, or you wanna try it at home yourself, just keep watching. We're gonna start with Betty Crocker's triple chocolate fudge cake because let's be honest, can Jeremiah really afford a cake from scratch? All jokes aside, I really love Betty Crocker, and this is an easy and inexpensive recipe to follow if you're just starting off on your baking journey. We're going to combine the dry mix along with 1 cup of water, 1/3 cup of oil, and 3 eggs. I'm going to divide the batter evenly into 2 6-inch pans and 2 4-inch pans. We're going to be making a 2-tiered small chocolate cake. While these are baking in the oven, we're going to start on our raspberry coulis. I'm going to add in 12 ounces of raspberries, 1/2 cup of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm going to gently smash the raspberries down and then let that come to a simmer. And then I'll let that simmer for a couple minutes, and then I'll strain it so that only the juice remains to become the raspberry coulis. And I'll set that aside to cool. Now let's make our chocolate frosting that's going to go over the cake. I'll start with 1 cup of butter and 1 cup of powdered sugar. And I'll add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Lastly is the cocoa powder, and I'll be adding in 1/2 cup, and I'll mix that on low to medium until fully combined. The cakes are out of the oven, so I'll let those cool and I'll work on the mirror glaze. The mirror glaze requires gelatin, so I'll be using 8 grams of gelatin powder. Then I'll add in 60 grams of cold water and let that sit for 5 minutes. For the next part of the mirror glaze, we're going to be heating up 60 grams of water, 150 grams of sugar, and 100 grams of heavy cream. Combine this until it's a simmer, and then we're going to add in our gelatin and continue mixing. Once the gelatin has dissolved as much as it can, we're going to take it off the heat and work on our chocolate. I'm mixing together 14 grams of cocoa powder and 180 grams of dark chocolate. I'm using 60% dark chocolate from Ghirardelli because unfortunately I could not find the 70% that Jeremiah wanted so badly. We're going to pour the hot cream gelatin mixture on top of the chocolate and let it sit for about 2 minutes. The hot liquid will naturally melt it and make it easier to mix. I'll whisk the mirror glaze until fully combined, and as an option you can also sift it to get rid of any clumps at the end. It's time for my favorite part, which is decorating and putting together the cake. I'm going to start with the biggest layer, which is my 6-inch, and add some chocolate frosting on the top. I'll smooth that out with my offset spatula, and don't forget to pipe a border around the cake, which is going to act like a dam to keep the raspberry coulis in. I'll add the second layer and a little bit of buttercream just to lock in all the crumbs. Once that's done, I'll put it in the freezer for 10 minutes to chill. Once the buttercream has hardened, we're going to start on the second layer, which is the 4-inch, and I'll repeat the process. So I'll add a buttercream layer along with a border around the cake to put in the raspberry coulis. And I'll finish off the cake with a little bit more buttercream to lock in all the crumbs. I decided to add in a boba tea straw for just a little bit more structure, then I put it in the freezer for 10 minutes to chill. While the cake is in the freezer, I'm going to prep the mirror glaze area with a tray large enough to hold the cake as well as a cooling rack. Here comes the most fun part, and that's adding the mirror glaze on top of your chilled cake. Just have fun pouring it all around and making sure it's evenly coated. and I added some raspberries as decoration. That was Jeremiah's dream wedding cake from the Summer I Turned Pretty. A 2-tiered dark chocolate cake with a raspberry coulis filling and a chocolate mirror glaze. I have to say, the flavor of this cake is really delicious. It's super rich, super chocolatey, and tartness of the raspberries really add into the cake. Honestly, this would be such a fun little cake to make with friends or family, especially for the size. It's only a 4-inch on top of a 6-inch, so it's perfect for a little celebration or just to bake for fun at home. This definitely did not cost $750, so we're gonna break down all the prices of all the ingredients and you will see that it really didn't cost a lot to make this cake. Yes, I know as a fellow baker, it does take a lot of work to make certain cakes, so I understand certain pricing. We made it for $45. Plus, it's so much fun just baking at home yourself, trying it out, and then you have an amazing dessert after. If you decide to make the cake, don't forget to tag me on socials. I'd love to see. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna be posting more often and I can't wait. I have so many different ideas and I can't wait to share all of them with you. I used to read the Summer I Turned Pretty books when I was younger, so it's really cool just to see it finally come on screen, and I will be tuning in for the rest of the season to finish off the summer. Let me know if you're Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah in the comments. I'm a Conrad girly and I'd love to hear from you who you like the best, and I'll see you all in the next one.